if we do a pledge of allegiance? And Greg, when you look at this flag that I put up on my background, is it forwards or backwards?
It's backwards.
Backwards.
I had to reverse it to get it to be forward on my stupid screen. And now it's backward to you guys. I apologize. Anyway, turn around, face the flag, and pretend like it's facing forward, all right? Pledge allegiance
To the flag.
To the flag of the United States of America. To the republic,
Which it stands.
which stands one nation,
One nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, now we're back to my son's den. All righty, on our agenda, we have the approval of the minutes of the last meeting on 4/14. I assume that we are going to postpone that until we have a quorum.
we have a quorum.
Who's a quorum?
We have three. We have a quorum.
Oh, we have a quorum. I'm sorry. Yeah, we do. I apologize. Anyway, I'd like to entertain a motion to waive the reading of those minutes since everybody got a copy of it.
So moved.
Moved by Nick, seconded by Greg. All in favor of waiving the reading of those minutes? Aye. All those in favor of approving those minutes as presented? Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Greg, seconded by Nikki. Any changes, corrections, omissions? I mean, God bless her, Tracy does a great job. She really does. Hearing no changes or corrections or whatever. All those in favor of approving the 4/14 minutes? Aye.
Aye.
Correspondence and public communications, I believe we have one from the chief regarding two officers who apparently did a great job for one of our citizens, a Mr. Knott, attorney. I don't believe he's the town attorney anymore, is he? I don't think so. But I'd like to have our Cheshire Public Safety Commission recognize officers Roca and Severo for their things that they had done for Mr. Knott. So I would like to have a motion to do that. All in favor? Aye. Don, with regard to the sightline survey, I don't think do we have any new business there, people? Old business?
Nope.
Nobody
I think
has
we're all
any
set on that.
signs? Jim, anybody? Safety
I don't have
sign
any.
update. Okay, here's the deal with safety signs. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit to open business, but as I said, we're waiting. I can't believe that the legislature has not, at this point in time, approved Tristan's law. Senate passed unanimously, but it hasn't passed the House. So we do not have a Tristan's law regarding ice cream trucks and slowing down and stopping of our ice cream trucks and the safety features that trucks are going to be required to have. But I still would like to have this group consider having our 4 public safety signs updated with 4 new signs saying stop or slow for the ice cream truck. It's the law. So I'm hoping, and I believe I can get it done once we can get somebody to give us a price for those signs. Okay, Don can give you a little bit better update on that. That we will put 4 new signs out, and I'm hoping that the John G. Martin Foundation will fund those. Okay, whatever request. I can probably get us up to $5,000 for the Public Safety Commission to do a couple of things. And I think that signage for Tristan's law would be an appropriate thing to do. Don, you talked to the gentleman today. Tell him what they said.
Yeah, and I think he was thinking one
Donnie,
sign, but he said,
can you hear me?
yeah. I talked to Don at DF Wraps. He said he was thinking one sign, I think, but he said he'll donate the sign, the wrap, if we can get the material for the sign, because the materials are so expensive right now. He just can't swing that. But I think we could probably use an old sign or a sign with nothing on the back of it, and he would wrap that for us for free. at least one, and if we pay for 3 others, we can do that, you know?
That's great.
But again, I'd like to do 4. I'd like to see them on each corner, you know, at the Higgins or the Route 70 and the firehouse on the south side, Public Works on the west side, and Country Club on the north side. I think that law is, to me, so important in terms of public safety. And unfortunately, it took a young man's life to get us to think about it. That I would like to see us get 4 signs. And if this group is in agreement, Don and I will follow through with whatever, and I will see to it that we get the funding to be able to do it. Everybody have an opinion? Nick, Craig?
I think it's an awesome idea, especially if we can get it donated. That's either, have the foundation pay for it and get one of them donated. I don't see a downside.
What is the sign? Is it just a big plywood board?
They're
Craig?
there's some kind of metal. I don't know if it's aluminum or whatnot, but the signs we have out around town are metal.
Are they metal or wood?
The ones we put in every month? I believe they're metal, like tin or something like that. But
Well,
we have a lot of, still there's a bunch with nothing on the back we could reuse if we had to do that.
Well, I think we can look into it. I'm just curious as to whether this group is willing to spend money to do that. Okay, again, money. We get $500 at the beginning of June. That's our new budget. Our new budget. I'm sure that sign. I've got a price of $500 from Connecticut Signcraft to repaint and clean up the sign on Route 70 West, where it's faded and needs to be firmed up, whatever. They gave me a price of $500. And I like the commission's permission to go ahead and do that, assuming that I can get the funding to do it. Thoughts?
I don't have a vote, but I think it's a good idea.
And you're saying, Frank, this is entirely going to be funds outside of our regular allocated budget?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, then I'm completely in support of it.
So the commission understands. Greg, I'm not sure you understand who the John G. Martin Foundation is. I'll give you a 2-second update. John G. Martin was the man who bought Smirnoff vodka in 1939 for $14,000. He was an heir to the Hugh Line Company in Hartford. They made a product called A1 sauce, grape upon mustard. When he bought Smirnoff vodka, the rest was history. All right, I worked for him from 1971 to 1988 when his wife passed away. He passed away in '86. I am now president of the John G. Martin Foundation in West Hartford. And we give away money. And the directors each get a substantial amount to do it as they please without having a grant application come through the foundation. So I have over the years given money to the town, giving money to the St. Bridget's, giving money to all sorts of things. But I think that I would like to fund some money to the Cheshire Public Safety Commission to be able to do things like the signs for the 4 signs around town. And we'll talk about signs for the trail parking lots where we've had break-ins and cars stolen and all sorts of stuff, about taking your keys, the typical sign that we had back in October. So I'd like to have your thoughts as to whether it's appropriate for the Martin Foundation to give us some money. And I'm looking at $5,000 probably. Okay, and yeah, I think we should put it to good use. And one of the uses I think would be to do these metal signs at the 4 corners of the earth in Cheshire. So, I mean, are we in agreement to do that?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nikki? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So I think that's money well spent. While we're on that subject, as I started to say, I think.
Can I ask one question?
So yeah.
I have a question. Maybe it might be for Jim. Is there any issues with a commission in town getting gifts from outside and using that at their will, or are we going to run up against anything town hall wise, you think?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up, Donnie. What?
My question was, we run into any issues getting a gift from outside and using that at our own discretion? I'm just asking the question. I'm not really sure the answer.
Let's put it this way. We just did the sign at the fire department, the brand new sign. Nobody questioned the gift, believe me.
No issues? Okay.
Yeah,
They were more
the
than
town
happy
will,
to- Say
town will
again?
be, the town will be glad to take a gift, and if it's for a particular reason, that's not a problem. It just needs to kind of go through the town manager's office, I think, and just be noted, but the town will certainly accept it.
Yeah, you're never a gift horse in the mouth. Jim. Yeah, no, I've done this 3 times with the town and they've never refused. So, all right, so we're in agreement. And again, coming back to the trail parking lots, I would like to put up signs in each one of the lots about the same sign. Don't be a victim. Take your keys, lock your car, take your keys, and remove your belongings. Just as a reminder to do that, because I'll tell you, I was talking to Guy Darter the other day. He says, my God, people leave dogs in the car. They leave their cars unlocked. Some people leave their cars running. I mean, but I'd like to put up signs at least in the 8 parking lots or whatever, 6 whatever parking lots we have, reminding people to be able to do that. And again, I can get the funding to be able to do that without touching our $500 budget. Because I guess we are going to have a fair, what do they call it?
So Fall Festival,
Fall Festival.
I was gonna bring it up under new business, but Fall Festival is happening this year, so
Yeah, so
That'll
we
be a
need
topic of
to do
discussion.
something for that too. But this whole sign situation would be a gift from the Martin Foundation. Sidewalk update, anything? Radar-
Actually,
Go
on
ahead,
the
Don.
sidewalks, I would just update you guys that, so the council is looking at a capital budget, or about to look at the capital budget. It was just, the public hearing for it was last night, but there is a sidewalk project in the proposed capital budget for this coming fiscal year on Cheshire Street. It would be near or kind of completing some lengths of sidewalks, kind of leading into the Quinnipiac Park. So it's I forget exactly. I don't know exactly how long the new sidewalk will be, but it would be I think all the way from Quinnipiac up to where the Pond Side neighborhood is on Cheshire Street. If you guys are familiar with this North Pond Road and Trout, I think it's, what is it, Trout Brook. So it would go up to there, and then I think south to Warden Circle perhaps, or a little further. So it'd be basically connecting a lot of kind of cul-de-sacs and dead end roads in that area that would be great for people in that neighborhood. There were 4 or 5 people that spoke in favor of it at the meeting last night. It's proposed. The council hasn't approved it yet, but it's kind of been in the system and the capital plan for a few years. So I think it's probably going to go through.
Is it just on Cheshire Street, Jim?
It's just a portion of Cheshire Street, yeah.
No other places? No other places?
As far as capital budget proposed at this point, that's the only one that's in the plan at this point for, in the next year or two.
Okay,
There is always a couple $100,000 in the capital budget to do improvements or upgrades to existing sidewalks, but that's just kind of an ongoing thing.
Did anybody speak against the sidewalks?
There's one woman who spoke, she has a property right that would be impacted by this particular one on Chester Street, that she has some concerns about how, basically she said, I think, if you're going to put a sidewalk, my house is basically on Cheshire Street. So if you're going to put a sidewalk in, people are going to be walking through my living room. So there's, in that particular case, I think there's going to have to be a workaround of some kind there, but she wasn't necessarily against it. She was just concerned about what it meant for her property.
Okay. Anything else on sidewalks? Moving ahead to radar speed monitoring, Don.
One is out right now. The message trailer is out on Wallingford Road. We've had a lot of speed complaints. I think it has to do with trucks and tree trimming trucks and things like that coming off of the Coleman property and dumping somewhere on the Wallingford line. So we've got a lot of complaints, so the message trailer's been out there for the time being. And that's the only one out right now.
Alrighty. Open business trail parking lot signs, I already discussed that with you. We'll look into it between now and June. The next one, by the way, is June 8th, so I should have an answer by our meeting as to whether we're going to get the gift from the Martin Foundation, which I have no doubt we will. Survey. Greg, floor is yours.
Well, I put it on that Google Drive, not Google Forms. It's a pretty simple way to it's free, it's simple. You can just keep adding questions and they can put it in categories. I need other people's input on questions. I could come up with questions till I'm blue in the face, but if I don't want to be the only one asking questions.
Well, let's put it this way. Everybody got it today a little bit late, so I'd like to have everybody please take a look at it. No offense, but there are some grammatical errors that I think I need to.
Of course. I mean, like I said, this is just the very first, just to get it online, as
and I appreciate
near ready for action.
I appreciate that. Would you please look into why my PC says, and my laptop says also option 1 rather than.
I sent another link. Check your email. There's a corrected link.
Take a look at it.
Yep.
But again, thank you very, very much. I would look forward to putting this on the agenda for June to hopefully get something out this summer to our town residents and get some ideas as to where this Public Safety Commission could go from here.
I kind of headed into this week thinking I had another week to sort of look at that survey. So once the week started, I just couldn't find the time. So I'll definitely take a look at it. And we can send around or we can work on it, obviously, since it's in the Google Doc, and we don't necessarily have to wait until next meeting to kind of get going on it. So
everybody, please do that if you would. And thanks again, Greg, very much. I appreciate your initiative. I appreciate what you've done.
You're welcome.
Tristan's law already updated you. The legislature is not acted on this thing. I don't know why. I guess they got other things like raising taxes to address, but I will try and keep the commission updated in terms of getting this thing passed and hopefully getting signs done, because I'd really like to add to those signs. Donnie, I think that the police station's already got it up and running on their sign. Yeah. I'd just like to add to our sign, it's the law. And right now it's not the law, and hopefully it will be the law. So I think that's something that we'll, it's in process, and you guys have already spoken to it. Treasury report, we have no money until June. We have $500. I think, as Nikki's already pointed out, with the fair going on in September, I think we ought to give some serious thought as to what we have some bags left over, Don, right?
Yes.
Are they police department or fire department?
I can't remember what we got now. Give me 1 second.
I think the bags were a great idea for the last 2 years. I think they make a great idea for the next year. We bought, I believe, police department bags last September. We ran out of them. So let's just see what we have, and maybe we add to them as giveaways. Greg, every year at the what the heck's the thing called?
Chester Fall Festival.
Fall Festival. Every year at the Fall Festival, we have a booth for the police department, fire department that give away. We gave away over the last 2 years. Back right there. Right there. Well, how many you got of those things?
I think the box had 158.
Okay. And how many in the fire department?
I don't think we got any of the fire department in the last order. We might have some left over somewhere, but I'm not sure.
Okay, so I honestly don't think, what does the commission think about ordering more? Or do you think we have enough to get us through the Fall Festival this year?
I have nothing to go on.
Yeah, I don't know. How many do we give away?
Well, we gave away the year before a bunch. A bunch, but we bought a bunch and we didn't give them away because we didn't have anything. So,
and we give them away from what stand? Like from a Public Safety Commission stand, or from where? From the towns?
It's actually, I believe we don't have a booth, Don, do we?
You guys
don't-
have not. The
Yeah, I don't
Chester
think so.
Police usually has a couple officers out there.
Yeah. Maybe I should talk to whomever about that. Maybe we should have a public safety commission booth. Maybe that's how we spend our $500. I don't know.
Frank,
I-
years ago, there was a separate booth for Public Safety Commission. And then over time, it kind of got meshed in with the police department booth. And it just seemed like the police department booth was the better place for it, since they used to have their enforcer, which is they had a couple things that would engage with people, like the mock drunk driving thing. And then they added something over at the high school. But it was always difficult to get a booth attended throughout the duration of the day. So it made more sense to just kind of tag along with the police department booth. Just
How
a
about
little
the fire
background.
department, Nikki? How
Fire,
about the-
last I knew, they kind of hung out in the same area, along the entrance.
Yeah. Let me check with Kasner and Neil about what we're gonna do.
It's also kind of costly. I don't know that, I mean, given our budget, I don't think it really makes sense, to spend it on that.
Yeah, I think we can do other things. Well, we do well and have done very well with those backpacks for the youngsters with fire department and police logos on them. So let's just keep what we have done and let's give away what we have.
Okay.
Project for the future. I think one of the best projects we have is the survey. So everybody, please, and thanks again, Greg, get it out, take a look at it, get back, comments, suggestions. I know we've got a bunch of questions on there. Personally, I believe that we'd be better limiting those questions down to maybe 10. And let's just see how that goes. And then we can add questions, follow-up questions and that type of stuff. But I don't want to make it too complicated for our citizens who can't lock their cars. Anyway, I think the survey is a great project for the future. I really do. Any other new business, gentlemen?
Can I just
No.
follow up with Don? Were you able to find out any pricing on the speed monitor or speed signs?
I talked to one of our traffic guys. He thought it was like the $1,500 range. I just looked it up online and I'm seeing more, I'm seeing anywhere from 3,000, 2,000 and up to almost 10,000, depending on what you're looking for exactly. So,
Right.
probably get some more exact numbers for what we buy and what exactly those cost for next time.
Okay. Again, what I was thinking was just sort of the small units that go on a post or on a tree or something like that. All they really do is show the speed as you're approaching.
Okay.
I've actually seen a couple of them now, just the new ones on the road that goes by Quinnipiac. Forgetting what that road's called now, but
By Quinnipiac what?
by Quinnipiac College or University. Like the road that goes by Sleeping Giant and Quinnipiac. I forget what that road's called.
That's not in
Seen it.
Cheshire, Camden.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying I've seen the ones
Oh,
that
they
I'm thinking
have
of.
them
They're
there. Okay.
they're little small. Like I said, all they do is show the speed. So.
Do those things log in the speed for cars going through there? Or is it just a?
I would assume they do. I would imagine they have that capability. You mean just for sort of keeping track of the speed of the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume they do, but I don't know for sure.
The ones we use now do. I don't know if you had just a simple one that was just always just putting speeds out there. I'm not sure those would or not. There's probably options.
So we've got several things to look into. Most of them are signs. And again,
Right.
I checked with the town manager, this thing with the state of Connecticut regarding those rectangular signs, whatever, that's not a dead project yet. So, we may hear from the state saying we're going to be given a grant to buy those rectangular, whatever the heck that's called. I got a name for them. But anyway, so yeah.
What signs are those? I don't remember what we were talking about.
They're rectangular. Hold on.
Similar to the one on Mountain Road, I think. The new one on
They're
Mountain
similar.
Road.
Exactly. They're similar to the ones on Mountain Road.
The new one they put up on
The crossing signal thing.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And again, I think this survey, if we get a response to it, is going to show us a lot of areas where we can address, where we should address in the future. Any other new business? Hearing none, there's no motion. Well, we have a quorum. Let's go back. We approved the minutes. We're all set. A motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved, seconded by Greg. All in favor? Aye. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Tracy's going to do this off of the recording. Donnie?
Yeah, she's good. She actually texted me. She had trouble getting on. She's in